If you are going through a huge transformation in your life and you're stuck between this old version of yourself, but you're not quite this new version of yourself that you want to be, then this video is going to be for you. So, welcome, folks. My name is Milo, and today I'm going to be talking about this next series of videos that I'm going to be doing. So, this is going to be, as I said, the transformation. People going through a transformation that are stuck in a bit of no man's land. And why now? Why do this video now? Well, simply put, 2024 is the year of huge change. Huge transformation is going to be happening. And because of this, there's going to be a lot of chaos coming up to the surface. There's going to be a lot of people stuck, not knowing what to do, where to turn, what's going on. And like I say, mentally, people, it's going to be a bit of chaos. Physically, there's going to be chaos everywhere around us. So this is not only in the internal world, but as a collective, we're going to be seeing this, because ultimately what's going on inside us is just reflecting back to us in the collective as a whole. And you're probably thinking at this point, okay, but why listen to you? Like, who are you? Why listen to you? Well, simply put, a few years ago, I had my own huge transformation. Okay, this is where, as I said, in the next, I'm going to do a series of videos on this where I can talk more and explain more what happened. But as an overall summary, I had like a big transformation where everything in my life was, it seemed to be at the time, falling apart, and it was chaos. It was at the time the worst case scenario, and I couldn't think of anything worse. But what ended up happening was this turned out to be the best possible thing that could have happened to me, and ended up being like almost like a little stepping stone to having that huge transformation into my life where I'm a completely new human, completely unrecognizable, almost like a factory reset of my old life to now step into this version of myself that can come out and help others going through it. So I guess you could say I had almost like a bit of a head start. A few years ago, literally, bang, everything gone crashing down instantly, like, so spontaneous and rapid, completely unexpected. And from there, I was almost using myself as a bit of an experiment, so to speak. So I was literally trying to get myself out of the situation. And now that I've almost transcended those issues, it's funny because, well, it's not so funny, but what's going on now is exactly what happened to me a few years ago, to the point where I can look at it and go, I know exactly how to deal with this because I've already been through it and come out the other end. And now I look back at what happened in the past and I'm thinking, it all happened so perfectly. Like, so perfectly, because that stuff that was within me before needed to be released. That needed to be released because it actually wasn't doing me any good. I just thought it was at the time, because that's what was programmed into me from whether it's parents, society, culture, upbringing, all that stuff. So this was almost like a big purge out in order to reset, reprogram, and reintegrate back into the world. And that's what's going on in the world right now. It is the big, I guess you could call it a big purge, where everyone's thinking everything's ending. But when you zoom out to a wider, higher perspective, you're seeing it, this needs to happen. It's a process. If you've got a big, infection on your arm, you don't just leave it there, which is actually what society has done. We've just left it and suppressed our old like traumas, pains, whatever it may be, and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger to the point now where it's exploding. So you actually need to cut out that infection, squeeze it out, do whatever you need to do to get it out, get it to the surface, get rid of it, and then you can put the antibacterial, whatever it needs to be, and then look to either sew it up, let it heal naturally, whatever needs to be done. So that's what we're doing now. We're getting rid of this altar. It's actually a good thing. It won't seem like it now because everyone's going to be freaking out. So the goal of this next, clips of videos, series of videos, is to share my wisdom and knowledge. Like I said, it's just what I experienced. It worked for me. If it resonates with you, use it. But it's to share that. So if you're going through this chaos, tumultuous time, you can look and go, actually, I can remain calm because I know the process. I know the steps that I can put in place, the actions I can take to remain calm in this situation. I know what I need to do. I know not to freak out, because when you freak out, that's actually what's making the situation worse. The situation itself is not often the problem. It's often our mind and our body reacting to it that is the problem. Your mind's thinking, oh my God, everything's ending, and your heart's pounding, shortness of breath. That's making it worse, and you can't be solution focused when you're in this state of mind. So it's almost to show you guys there is a way, having been down that path myself, to obviously show some steps, some suggestions, and then to explain each step of the way, what happens and how to navigate through it, and to know you're not alone. But I will add a little side note. There is going to be everything you know of now, all your old self is going to have to drop completely, a lot of it. The old version, the old way you acted, the old, maybe a lot of people are going to be dropping out because you're literally going to have to drop that in order to become that new version. But I'm going to go into this a lot more in depth in the later videos. But you need to do this with good intentions. That's why one of the things we're going to focus a lot on is the purity. Purity, because we want to cleanse the system completely. You don't want to just become someone new, but you've still got these old toxic patterns within and all this, old beliefs, old conditioning. You want to purify the system and have that good intention. So when you actually do come out as that new version of yourself, you can serve and help others go through what you're going through, rather than be like, you know what, I'm this new version, sod everyone else, sod that, I'm better now, I can leave. No, you actually want to purify. And if it resonates with some people may not want it, which is fine. But at least when you're that pure version with good intentions, you can go back into the real world and, I guess, serve at a higher level, help people using your wisdom, and ultimately help others transcend the issues. So there's going to be three main areas we're going to focus on during this series of videos. Like, I'm not sure how many exact videos I'll do. I may just do like a few long ones or just break them up, but we shall see. But basically the three principles we're going to focus on is reset, rebuild, and reintegrate. So the reset is obviously the part where, I guess you could call it the chaos. Everything's coming up and it seems like everything's crashing down. So that's going to be the principles around that. The rebuild is once everything's crashed to the ground, which is not, the actual case, but for the purpose of this is when you're almost at a blank slate. You think you've lost everything. How do we build you up from there, navigate from there, from this, like the blank slate? Then the reintegrate is going to be once we've built you up from there, how do we get you back into the world? Because it's all good. Like the reset part is going to be a lot of like solitude, about doing stuff by yourself. You like almost rebirthing yourself again. And then we want to get you back into the world so you can help others and live the life that you want to live. So they're going to be the three areas. I will decide specifically how I'm going to do them as I do make the videos, but we're going to go into more in depth, as I said, and maybe it will help you. If it doesn't, that's also fine. But if it does, obviously be sure to put the teachings into action. Share it with people if you think it may be of use to them. And let's go from there. So I'll see you in the next video.